Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new oil painting time-lapse and studio sessions episode 21. Real quick before I begin, I just wanted to announce that I've released a new set of stickers in the spirit of Halloween, and as a special offer for you guys, I'm going to be including a free sticker with any purchase from now until October 31st at my website happyd-artist.com. No code is necessary. Today's video is brought to you by the awesome folks at squarespace.com, which I have been using for the last 2 years to build and host my website, and I'm still completely in love with it. So whether you need a domain, website, online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com and go to squarespace.com/happydartist to get 10% off your first purchase. Okay, finally it is time for the time lapse. So before I dive into today's video, I wanted to quickly introduce you guys to this piece and what it means to me and kind of a new little project I'm working on. So as you guys know, if you follow me on social media, I am sadly not going to be able to participate in Inktober. As much fun as I think it would be, I simply don't have enough time to commit to doing one piece of artwork every day. And also, I'm not really that familiar with ink. So instead, what I chose to do, because I still definitely want to do something special for Halloween, it's one of my favorite holidays, what I chose to do was to just create one new oil painting every week. And I'm going to title it Happy D Halloween. So if you search the hashtag on Instagram, hashtag Happy D Halloween, you'll see some of my works in progress and final pieces. And I'm going to be putting up these pieces for sale as well as recording time lapses for them. And it's just kind of a fun personal challenge for me to try to be a little bit more productive this month, especially with producing paintings, since I have been gone so much in September and I've really missed just creating oil paintings. So that is my own silly version of Inktober, I guess, since I sadly cannot participate in Inktober, but I don't want to miss out on all the merriment. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this series. I will have 3 more in store. Hopefully I will have them all released before October is up. And as I was brainstorming ideas for things that I could paint for this little mini series, it got me to thinking about a great idea for this video's topic of discussion, and that is regarding how to always have fresh ideas in your mind, how to never have a dry spell for your creativity, and to always kind of have an inventory of things that you're excited to paint, that you're inspired to draw. These are kind of exercises that over the years I feel like has really helped me avoid art block and just always kind of keep my creativity and my fresh ideas at their sharpest. So I hope you guys find this one useful. Again, like all my other videos, this is simply my personal preference and my personal experience. So this may not work for everybody, or this might not be the best advice for everyone. So feel free to take it with a grain of salt. But overall, I hope you guys find this useful, and I hope that it does help most of you guys out there listening. So the question that I get all the time is, how do you always come up with new ideas on what to draw or paint? Because I always feel stuck, or I really want to draw, but I just stare at a blank sheet of paper and I don't know what to put down or how to even start. And I've answered this question here and there many times, so I thought I would make a cohesive video about it. And my first tip, and this is the one that I think is most important and the one that works probably 90% of the time, is to don't wait until you're forced to draw or forced to paint and start thinking of an idea only then. I would suggest you to keep track, whether it's in a journal or simply on the notes app on your phone, or perhaps a sketchbook. By whatever means possible, keep a list or a list of thumbnails of some potential ideas as they come up in your day. You know, it's really hard to sit at your desk or your easel and try to force yourself or will yourself into coming up with a great idea on the spot when you have the pressure of a deadline or the pressure of an empty canvas in front of you. However, I feel that for me at least, I find inspiration randomly when I'm not even working or not even creating any art. Sometimes if I watch a movie or if I take a walk around town or even at a restaurant with friends or, any sort of outing or day-to-day tasks that I'm experiencing, sometimes one little seed of thought will blossom into more and more kind of well-rendered ideas in my mind. And so whenever I get any small inkling of inspiration or any small indication of something I could draw or paint, no matter how silly it sounds or how hard it sounds like it'll be to actually render, I always make sure to write it down. And if I have a sketchbook on me, I will sketch a quick thumbnail and I'll jot down some notes next to the thumbnail. But if I don't have my sketchbook on me, I simply just use the notes app on my phone. And if I don't have my phone on me for some reason, I'll find any scrap piece of paper, like a napkin or, printer paper or a parking ticket in my backpack, and I'll write it down. And I'll make sure to always keep a long list of my ideas that pop up in my mind throughout the day. And this does take a little bit of practice because you really do have to get into the habit of remembering to write things down and also remembering where you wrote them and then remembering to actually look through what you wrote down or drew down. But I find that this is the best technique for myself to always have new ideas because I literally always have new ideas at my fingertips and I don't have to wait until it's too late or until I'm under so much pressure to try to think of something new. So when I start a new piece, as long as I have my trusty notebook or sketchbook in front of me, I can flip through the pages and look through all the things I jotted down before. And more often than not, I won't end up painting exactly what I wrote down. Like I said before, sometimes all you get is a kind of vague little seed. And when it's time to paint, or even if I start painting already, sometimes I can improvise and weave more connections and create more details when ideas bounce off of each other. So you don't really have to have a well-formed, complete idea. As long as something comes up in your mind, have very, very low standards for this part. Just anything that comes up in your mind, even if it's something as simple as like a girl holding an apple or something like that, write it down or draw it down and then look back later when you need a list of ideas. Another trick I have is to simply try to perceive the world through a different lens. And this is kind of like a brain exercise, so please bear with me. But I noticed that when I almost flip a switch on in my mind and I'm cognizant and trying to be aware of looking for new ideas and looking for inspiration, I definitely receive more inspiration. So let's take going to the movies, for example. If I don't have that switch on in my mind that says, try to get inspiration today, or try to find some cool new idea from this movie, then, I might sit through the whole movie, I'll enjoy it, I'll laugh, and after the movie's done, then the experience is over. However, if I walk into the theater with that intention in mind of trying to find something in the movie that I can relate to or some symbols that really, kind of flow along with my aesthetic and that could inspire me, I will always be on the lookout for them. And then throughout the movie, I will actually pick up on more of these little symbols or creative inspirational ideas. So, it doesn't even have to be going to the movie. It could be going for a walk, especially when you travel, I find too, is when the inspiration hits me the most. If I'm going to be looking at scenery or a landscape that's super different from my surroundings of where I usually live, like if I travel to a very exotic place that has really unique geography, those things are probably the most potent for encouraging my brain to come up with new ideas. So whenever you're out and about, and you can train yourself slowly, but for me, my switch is pretty much always on unless I'm super exhausted and I just want to relax. But anytime I go anywhere or do anything, I'm always on the lookout for little things that could inspire me. And lastly, I just wanted to encourage you guys to not discard any ideas just because it sounds silly or perhaps sounds cliche. As long as you start off with something, even if your starting point is very basic or very simple, The process of creating art itself is so beneficial for growing your mind, growing your creativity, and coming up with something new. Sometimes you might even accidentally, do the wrong brushstroke somewhere and realize that actually adds something cool to your composition, and then one thing leads to another and you've totally changed your piece. And so I just want you guys to be open to the possibilities and don't shun ideas that may seem silly or difficult. Alrighty guys, I'm going to end my video soon. I really hope you guys found these tips helpful and it helps generate brand new fresh ideas for you and your artistic endeavors. And real quick, before I leave, I wanted to let you guys know that I've actually made a real-time version of this video that is 100 minutes long, and I'm also going to have a lot more fun tutorials and exclusive daily rewards available at my Patreon page at patreon.com/happydartist. So I hope you guys can join my current Patreon family of about 600 people, and I know we'll just have a great time together. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Bye!